But why did the Russians come up with such a mobile SPA in the first place? I mean, they have other excellent air defenses such as the Panzer and the Tunguska. Well, the main reason is this. As we've seen in Ukraine by now, there is a very rapid development of unmanned aircraft taking place. This creates a new aerial threat which needs to be eliminated. The problem is just that the current air defense systems haven't been able to effectively deal with those very small and cheap targets. Also, using even the smallest anti-aircraft missiles to shoot down a UAV, for example, would simply be a waste of money and resources, and that was why the Russians decided to come up with something new. So eventually, experts proposed the development of a 57mm anti-aircraft artillery system, and this automatic gun can use both existing 57mm ammunition as well as electronically controlled bullets and armor-piercing rounds. The thought behind this was that the 57mm artillery combined with modern fire control systems could effectively protect ground troops not only from UAV attacks but also from cruise missiles, helicopters and other attack aircrafts. The Tu-38 has its place as a part of a large system which includes various support vehicles. Russia's development of a large caliber SPA gun mounted on the chassis of a BMP-3 infantry fighting vehicle is surprising for many, especially because air defenses have proven their capability over a long period of time. But according to some sources, the philosophy behind the Tu-38 is completely different. If the Russians would have planned to use larger caliber guns such as 76, 85 or even 100mm, they wouldn't have been able to mount them on the chassis of an IFV. And if they would have chosen a non-IFV chassis, it would have negatively impacted the mobility of the Tu-38, which wouldn't have been the point of this development. Because for ground forces, the mobility of such an SPA is very important. They must be able to move together with tanks and IFVs and be capable of crossing water without having to make a lot of preparations first. If a heavier chassis was used, the Tu-38 wouldn't have been able to do so. And so, the 57mm gun was seen as the optimal caliber for such a weapon system to bring enough firepower and ammunition. Next to the 57mm gun, it also has a 7.62mm machine gun. For the Panzer or the Tunguska, the combat effectiveness against unmanned aircraft relies mainly on their 30mm cannon. Problem is that these have relatively low operational efficiency. On the other hand, using missiles to shoot them down is too expensive. That is why the Tu-38 is pretty much the ideal solution to that, because its 57mm ammunition fitted with electronical fuses and modern optical sight devices is able to destroy many different aerial targets at a maximum range of 6 km when the target flies at a maximum speed of 1800 km an hour.